Yeah, looking at it now, I think this is going to be the best spot for our future cabin that we're gonna build today. Well, I guess tomorrow, seeing how the sun is resting very quickly. Anyways, everyone, welcome back to Vintage Story, the only human challenge joined by Grug. If you remember last time, we went on a big exodus around the area and we found absolutely nothing to help us. Well, actually, that's a lie, as we did find a bunch of animals to eat and cook up, but yeah, we didn't find copper. We also went ahead and made a bunch of pit kiln stuff, so yeah, the only thing left to do is to actually build out my house, which is the big goal. Aside from that though, if we do finish it off pretty early, I would really like to set up a proper farm, because it is just kind of sitting here not being very productive. So yeah, we got a bunch of stuff to do today. For now, we're gonna go to sleep, and I will see all of you tomorrow. I am genuinely surprised that animal is still outside and ready to rip me apart, probably whenever. Anyways, everyone, welcome to day number 10. It's a very beautiful day, and this is gonna be a very productive one. That's the hope, at least, because all it takes is one wrong move and I can lose everything. But yeah, before we went ahead and slept, I did hang up and skin all of these rabbits so we can process these 3 into meat and then hang the other 2 inside this basket over here, giving me a solid 13 red meat, which is the same amount we have for the currants, so we should be able to make up some pretty hefty stews with it. But for now, we do have some bushmeat cooking up, and we also have some leftover stew as well that we can nom on for today. Yeah, we'll be fine for food for a pretty long time, which means I can focus on work. So the plan right now is to build out a bit of a square log cabin, something very simple, but what I really want to do is alternate the logs out to give it a little bit more texture, and maybe we can add in a few rough-hewn fence windows, a walkway, and then we can finally move all of the stuff out of my dirt cave house into something that's, that I can be proud of. Thankfully, last episode we did a whole bunch of lumberjacking, so we have a lot of base logs to already start. Let's just start out the process then. Building out the frame like that. I really like the little accents on the sides that make it look like an actual, log cabin, right? With the log sticking out a bit unevenly. But yeah, this is gonna be the frame. I think it's gonna be big enough for old Grug here. It's not super duper big, but we can put a lot of stuff inside here and make it look very cozy. Now, we only have a couple more stacks of logs left, but I'm hoping that we will have enough to at least, get this all worked out properly. But we will see about that very soon. For now, we're gonna lay it in and see how far we can get before we need to chop down any more trees. Alrighty, aside from chopping down that other tree, we had enough wood for the base, right? Because we don't need wood for the roof, as we're going to be making that out of thatch, which is going to require quite a bit of it, but I'm pretty happy with this overall layout. I really like how the layeredness works, and I think we're going to pop out a couple of windows in the sides. And then, when we're done with the windows, we're gonna remove the support pillars inside here and replace it with oak. I think it would really contrast everything nicely. So yeah, we gotta get some light in here. Like that, nothing too crazy, and then we can replace these 4 things here, and we can worry about the thatch next. Oh yeah, that looks 10 times better. I think the reason why it does look a lot better is because the top layer is kind of acting as like the support beam, right? And it makes sense that oak would be the support all the way throughout and then pine being an accent. Yeah, I really like the pattern. It really helps that it isn't all one texture. It makes it feel more real, I guess. So yeah, we actually had a bit of excess logs for it. I am not going to be using them right now, but it will be helpful just for general projects, firewood, and other things. So we will leave it in here. We'll go skin out our rabbits, and finally we can work on the roof. Now thankfully, this is going to be a lot more streamlined than before, from what I recall with the new update. If you guys don't remember, the new Vintage Story beta dropped this plant called Tool, and what you can use with it is to use it as a crafting component in order to make thatch, and with thatch, we can make some very easy roofing, right? So yeah, let's harvest up this entire patch here. Okay, wow, I was not expecting as much tool inside of the small little patch here. But as you see, we did clear it out completely, right? There's no longer those like little flowers on top, and we have gotten ourselves about a stack and a half of thatch, which means we can begin the roofing process. I don't think I'm gonna do anything crazy for the roof, but I do think I'm gonna go for oh, that's a good question. I think I'm gonna go for a cone-shaped roof, right? As cool as the triangle house is, I would have to add more logs on top of it, and with us only having like 12 to like 8 of each log left, I don't think we would have enough for the roof, right? So I think we'll try that out. If it looks goofy, we can then, you know, scrap it and try to work for something that looks a little bit better. For now, we want to line the little sidings here with the little step variant. All right, wow, I am surprised once again. I thought the thatch over there would have lasted a lot longer for the roof, but after all that we did to harvest it, we got enough for the first layer of thatch and not even the corners, which means I have to do it the Psycho way. We are literally gonna mow a lawn with the equivalent of a butter knife. Oh, the things I do for a nice-ish house. Alrighty, if this isn't enough, I don't know what is. We basically mowed the entire lawn with a knife, giving me about 3 stacks of dry grass, including 12 hay that I already converted from the grass. Yeah, okay, I think we have a little bit more. Now we can finish off the roof with the sun setting. You know what? That's not bad. I definitely don't have enough thatch for the rest of the roof, by the way, but I decided to cut it at that height over there for the roof because any more and I think it'd look pretty goofy. But let me show you how it looks upstairs just to give you an idea of how it is, right? So we still need a lot of hay to fill this in, and then we also need the roofing on top of the hay to make it a little less flat at the top, but I think this is it. This looks fantastic. And now I can remove these little pieces of dirt here, and we can actually finish this base off tomorrow. It is getting very late though, and I really don't want to build out in the middle of the night. So we are going to be doing some, you know, low energy stuff like cooking and a little bit of inventory management in preparation to move our house. So yeah, let's go wrap it up for tonight, and we will finish it next time. And when I mean cook, I mean I'm gonna nom on all of this bushmeat here, and we are gonna make ourselves some red currant red meat stew. Now that looks like some good cuisine. I will say there's not much in the not protein department, but that should keep me going for quite a while. We also have some leftover currants that I'll eat right now because they will perish in about 4 hours. We also still have a single serving of food that I can eat for fuel tomorrow. I think that's all we can really do right now. So yeah, it's time to sleep. All the way through to day 11. The food's not done cooking, but what I can do right now is grab my bowl and fill up the last bit from this crock here, making it empty once again so I can just transfer the cooking food right into the receptacle. Okay, awesome. Anything else I need to do? No, we're good. So let's go grab our last minute grass and build our not so forever home, but more permanent than this home here, this pile of junk. And another added benefit is that we don't have to deal with our neighbor anymore, at least to a personal degree. There we are. Okay, everyone. I decided to not add on a roof ridge because I think it would look a little bit goofy. I actually really enjoy how, like, flat this ends up, as it gives it a little bit of 3D texture, but also makes it, like, not comically cone-shaped. So yeah, this is the outline of my house done. The only other thing that I want to add in right now is a couple of support beams coming, like, across here to make it feel less tall. Because if I look up right now, it's a very, very tall building. That, and we might need to add in like a proper chimney, but I'm gonna have to do that when I actually get a pickaxe, right? For now, I don't really want to do any of that because I could get cobblestone by chipping away some bones and making a bone pickaxe, but right now I would much rather save that for when I actually move up to the Copper Age, right? So for now, we're just gonna have this just run free ventilation in hopes that we won't gas ourselves and die. So yeah, let's add in the final touches, drop in the door, and we will be all set. Hell yeah. And finally, the finishing touch. Bada bingo. Here's our house, everyone. I am contemplating adding in 2 windows over here, but overall, I am extremely happy with the house, right? If we enter, you can see I added in like the cross support beams. That's the word for it. I had to think about it for a minute, and I think it looks very cool, and it no longer feels, I would say, cluttered, or not cluttered, too open, right? So yeah, now we just gotta fill this place up with all of my cool stuff. It's gonna take a little bit, but I'm here to win it. I did grab a storage vessel to make this process a little bit easier, so I can just drop off my current inventory and work from there. Yeah, it won't take long at all. Let's go transfer everything over then, bit by bit. And that should be everything. It is insane to see how much some small decorations can really bring a place to life, and I am in love with how this actually ended up, right? It's a little bit cramped still, but it feels a lot more neat and lived in, if that makes sense. We got a basic table for dropping off like small pottery and supplies here, because I don't have a chisel right now. We have a campfire in the middle, our butchering table right outside with a beautiful view, and below the table I am going to move these primitive skinning hooks over to this side over here so, you know, juices aren't dropping on my pottery. But yeah, we got our bed in the corner, a small reed chest filled with mishmash stuff, a whole bunch of storage vessels filled with whatever, and finally, if we step outside, we have our clay molds out, you know, just baking up in the sun, and behind our place is our stack of firewood. Oh, dude, it's so cool. Yeah. I really like this place, and to think I built it in one episode. Yeah, the only thing I want to do right now is move over the hooks to the butchery side, and I think we'll be all set and ready to finally say goodbye to my old house. We cleared it out pretty well, and I think it is a little bit sad that we are letting it go. Yeah, it's just a shell of its former self, but it did get me to where I am now. So I will thank it for that, and who knows, we might turn it into an impromptu cellar if I don't find a pickaxe soon. Also, fun fact, I'm about to starve to death, so let's go grab my bowl here and help ourselves to some meat stew. It is insane how much those stews give in saturation. I don't even know why I'm worried, man. Let's also go drop off our food here. The only problem that I will say with this place is that inside the cave, we actually had a bit of a cellar going on inside there, so the food lasted a wee bit longer. But in here, the turnips are gonna go bad a little bit quicker. About 20% quicker, yeah. So there is a small little cutoff that we do have. But I think overall, in terms of style, it's worth it. Oh, also one last thing. I went ahead and added in some tool racks up above, if you peep that really quick, so I can drop off tools without just having them all over the place. Damn, dude, I really thought of it all. And for a beginner house, it's gonna do its job just fine. I would really like to, actually carve out a table soon, though. So yeah, now that we're done with that, I think we're gonna go pay a small little visit to the farm to see how things are. And then I want to do a little bit of exploration. Not too much though, just, gonna be leaving our initial area to try to find some medium fertility soil for next episode. Anyways, let's see how our crops are doing. They are currently in the 3rd growing stage. They are a little less moist, so let's go water them, and hopefully soon we will have, food-bearing crops. Oh yeah, this is also the first time I actually get to use my little watering pail, which is really exciting. So yeah, all I need to do is that. Bada boom. It's so nice living next to a pond. And even better yet, we can just leave it right there. Hey, cool. The only thing that's really holding me back is the fact that I have low fertility soil. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna look out for. Matter of fact, I think I see some right over there. Yeah, let's go give that a bit of a gander, but that's what we're gonna be looking out for. No, it's just a low fertility soil. Okay. The shading is what got me. Okay, that got me a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. But the shading really threw me off. But yeah, there's no medium fertility soil here, so we are gonna move around a bit. I think we're gonna go down yonder to see if we can find anything. If not, we might just be able to kill some rabbits. I'm not really worried about setting down markers because, it's a pretty open area, and I don't plan on traversing out too far. We are just on the lookout for a small couple of items. And would you look at that, we got ourselves some medium fertility soil. Okay, we definitely went out on a bit of a wacky goose chase, but we finally found it. We also went ahead and grabbed ourselves some rye grains, spelt grains, and other berries, giving me 25 total cranberries and 17 red currants, which is going to be very good for future stews. So yeah, the only thing I want to do right now is grab all of this delicious goodness. With our torch out, just in case. It's nice having the light. I want to grab as much as possible so we can begin our farm properly. Okay, that was a bit of a close call. I should probably dig a little less close to the pit to hell. There we are. A stack should be more than enough for me. I also know the location of this place, so it's not like I'm gonna have to go out on a massive exodus to find this once again. It's actually directly south of my property, so it'd be very easy to find in the future. And I can navigate this area pretty well. I guess we'll see that very soon on if I can get home. Thankfully, I didn't eat my words, though, and I actually knew my way back home. But yeah, we were very productive today. For 1, we built our house. 2, we got a whole bunch of more food. And 3, this sets us up for a very awesome farm in the future. I will drop off the fertility soil in here and the food over in there. Anyways, if you guys have liked this episode, be sure to like, favorite, share, and subscribe for more. I will see all of you next time on when I begin my big farm.